Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen. I'm your host, Nicole Gaffney, and we're here today with Harry's Hospitality Group and Chef David Banks, featuring Harry's Seafood Grill. Thanks for having us today, Chef.
Thanks so much for being here. We're really happy to do this again.
Of course. Well, we've got a really nice spread in front of us. What are we making today?
Well, we're going to do quick saute dishes of seafood. We're going to do some emulsion sauces and contemporary beurre blanc, basic cooking here. We've got a beautiful Hokkaido scallop. It's a Japanese water scallop. Got some large domestic shrimp. Going to make a contemporary beurre blanc. Going to take that beurre blanc and turn it two different ways, a couple different flavors, and then we're going to make a dressing for the salad, and we're doing that right now. For the salad is a Brussels sprout salad. But
nice.
Enough talk, and let's do a little more action here.
Let's get started.
For this, we're going to make quick the emulsion sauces first.
All right.
We're going to brown that butter.
That's a lot of butter.
That's it's a lot of butter. The sherry vinegar, the sherry wine, and the sugar is already.
That's what I smell.
Is already dissolved. Just cook long enough to dissolve the sugar. Okay, we'll brown that butter. The beurre blanc here is shallots and wine.
So really classic beurre blanc.
Yeah, so we're going to bounce all over. We kind of start with the stuff that we would make ahead in the restaurant.
I like that you bounce around.
Yeah, I don't. It's kind of how cooking is sometimes.
It is.
So that, and then where did my Chablis go?
This one here?
Oh, that
there
one.
You go.
Right where I put it. So shallots, wine.
You always cook with Chablis?
Whatever the dish calls for. This one I cook with Chablis, and then the bay leaf, parsley stems. So this would be the start of a classic beurre blanc, but we're going to make it a little contemporary style.
A lot of peppercorn.
And for the Brussels sprout salad, Chinese slicer, little tipping technique. It's very sharp.
Yes.
I leave the stem end of my Brussels sprout on.
Almost like a little handle.
Like a little handle.
That's how you get these really fine shreds.
Right, and it has a nice little attachment to it that you can get the julienne, real thin juliennes.
These things are great.
They are good, and they're cheap.
They are.
I'm
20,
just gonna
25
rinse
bucks.
it off real quick because we're going to use it again for my
It's like Brussels sprout confetti.
Right, and real simple in the Brussels sprout salad. We're going to let that continue to cook and brown. Beurre blanc's working. You see the wine's almost gone.
Yep, reduce that quite a bit.
We do that. We put some heavy cream in it. We're going to let that boil up. Ingredients in the Brussels sprout salad. A little black pepper.
And you always use freshly ground black pepper, right?
I do. We take a coffee grinder and we grind our own almost daily. You know, we try to do it daily. It's just better.
Makes a big difference.
I think so. And we're holding that there because we're going to emulsify that with an immersion blender or a stick blender, or whatever you call it. And we're cooking good here. It's going to brown shortly.
Does it happen pretty fast?
It does. It'll get away from you if you don't pay attention. I want to show you.
The tomato?
Yeah, I don't know. People like to see how.
Oh, we love our tips and techniques. And you're great with them.
You can move that to the side if you want. We can see better. So fillet tomato or filet tomato, I'll get that back from you. Okay. Okay. You're hiding that from me. Bring me that tomato.
You want it back?
I want it.
Okay.
Because I'm going to have more. Cut it in half, just a little split down the center, press it with your hand, and then just walk right off of it.
So you take those.
Take the seeds out. So again, see that?
Oh wow! Look at that! Oh my God!
Smell the nuttiness.
It smells so good.
That's what we attempted to achieve, and we did turn it right off.
Nice.
So we've got a little bit of that. This is cooking down nice. I'm going to relax that flame a little bit.
I could just take a bath in that butter.
All right, I'm going to relax that flame a little bit, and we're going to buy a little bit of time and just build up my sauce a little bit.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we're going to relax that because we're going to make this emulsion sauce.
Okay.
So this butter here, blended with oil.
Oh, you add oil to it. Now, what's that for?
Well, that's to kind of stretch the emulsion.
Stretch the butter a little bit.
Stretch the emulsion, and it's not so strong.
Stay tuned for more of the Chef's Kitchen. Cook something from the show? Went to a restaurant that you loved? Found a place serving innovative cocktails or impressive wine? Become a fan of the Chef's Kitchen on Facebook.
So if we take an immersion, I think you and I worked one time, and I splashed this all over you.
That's quite possible, but.
And I think we, I don't know.
Look at that,
how
you're doing great today.
How you came back. But anyway, so you've got the sherry wine, the sherry vinegar, and the sugar in that.
All right.
And then very slowly, and you know what I might have you do? Spin that handle towards you, the handle of that pot towards you, because if I want you to tilt it, you're going to be able to tilt it.
You got it.
All right.
So you got to go nice and slow with this.
Yeah, that's your protein and your fat have got to mix, and your vinegar and sugar in this instance is the protein. Tilt for me. Away from you. Yep, perfect.
There you go. Now you're getting some traction.
There you go. That's all I wanted to do. Just get a little bit of.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. So just a nice light emulsion right there.
That smells unbelievable.
Put that out, and then we did good here again.
A little more cream
again,
in there.
Stay in control. It's you know, cooking is an art and a science, but it's not an exact science.
Sure.
So we finished with a little shallots.
Shallot.
Okay. I like that. We're going to finish with some salt and pepper.
Of course.
And pepper. And that's going to be the sauce for the salad.
Sprouts. Wonderful.
But we're going to take nice, for today's show, and not too much, just a little bit.
Nice and lightly dressed. I have to sneak a pistachio here. They've been sitting in front of me for way too long.
And toss some pistachios in that.
Got it.
Be a little bit generous because we like them.
I love pistachios.
We've got this Beurre Blanc here, the cream reduced. It's silky smooth and soft, right?
And you could serve it just like that, really.
Well, it's a cream sauce. It's a cream sauce at that point. It's not a Beurre Blanc at that point.
You can smell that bay.
Right. So then you take the butter.
Just a little bit at a time.
And the warmth of the cream will melt that butter. That's the contemporary part of Beurre Blanc.
Now, how do you know how much butter to put in?
Well, this I measured because I did a recipe for the show, and I measured, but
just do it till it feels right?
Yeah, do it till it feels right. It's a butter sauce.
It's a chefy answer. It is a butter sauce. Look at that. It's so thick.
We're gonna get just a little bit of cream because you can stay in control. That's good. We're gonna take all that, and that's gonna absorb in just right.
It looks amazing. And by the way, I do want to mention that all of your recipes that we're making today are going to be featured on the Chef's Kitchen website.
The Beurre Blanc we've made. You strain out the peppercorns and bay leaf. So there's a contemporary Beurre Blanc that we're going to take a couple different ways.
Look at
here.
that. That's
so
perfect.
The only thing we didn't do to this, and what we'd always do is, or what I always do, is I make it a lemon Beurre Blanc as just kind of a base.
So you hit that at the end with the lemon.
Yeah, you put nice lemon at the end, and you make that as kind of
beautiful.
Kind of a base. And then what you can do, what we'll do here, is we'll make a soy beurre blanc. Now you can take soy sauce and reduce it down, which becomes really salty, or you can take this sweet soy, which I like to use. Kikap manis is you would find it in an Asian store, but a little bit of soy. We're going to use this soy beurre blanc for that Hokkaido scallop that we're about to make. Okay,
Tell me about these Hokkaido scallops. These are from Japan?
These are from Japan, the northern part of the island, the cold, deep waters. And then we've got...
Oh, we're doing sun-dried tomatoes.
Sun-dried tomato.
Very nice.
Right. I think I'm going to do the shrimp.
Shrimp first.
Scallops are going to stay Asian. We're going to go with pea shoots, ginger, garlic. Forgot to peel one.
Nice. You can show us how it's done. Another tip and technique.
Okay. Good, because I just so happen to have a spare dish. So I keep my knife in my hand because I don't like to touch things twice. Peel it, leave the tail piece on. That sand track down there, I go to the back side of that sand track. Back side of that sand track, and then pull it.
It's a big one.
Towards you. And then that's clean. Now I take it a little bit deeper right there.
Kind of butterfly it.
A little bit deeper, but that's it. This is fine. We're going to kick that off. This is going to be for the shrimp. And I like to take, we're going to toast this garlic up just gonna slice some nice garlic.
Nice and thin.
Careful your fingers, right?
It's like that scene from Goodfellas where he chops the garlic with the razor blade.
Yeah, Paulie, and that Paulie or whoever that is, or Uncle Paulie,
yeah.
or everybody has an Uncle Paulie. That one would jump.
If you're Italian, you probably do.
Yeah, and then we'll lay our shrimp in there.
And these are huge shrimp. What is the count on these?
This is a U12.
U12, that's pretty big.
Which means the numerology to most folks understand. The numerology is under 12 to a pound would bet. So if you had a 36 count shrimp, that's a smaller shrimp because it's 36 in a pound.
We'll be right back with more from the Chef's Kitchen.
Cook something from the show? Went to a restaurant that you loved? Found a place serving innovative cocktails or impressive wine? Become a fan of the Chef's Kitchen on Facebook and share your thoughts.
Ooh, let's finish this salad.
All right.
All right, let me take another spoon. And you're gonna cut that egg for me.
Just press it down? Easy enough.
And turn it and press it down again. I'm gonna do a little more tomato, a little more pistachio. I'm gonna put some.
You want it like that?
That looks great. A little
perfectly cooked too. I hate when the eggs get all green on the inside.
That's because you didn't cool them down long enough. That's what that is. It's not that they're overcooked. They're not cooled down long enough.
Gotcha.
So a little bit of that, and I put the dressing into it.
And we put the egg in now?
Drop the egg in now.
The whole thing?
Drop it in.
All right.
Oh, it's awesome. Open your hinge and get it all. Bing.
There we go.
Put it in. There you go. I like it. All right, so we've got tomato, Brussels sprout. We're going to taste that. I'm looking for pepper. Ooh, delicious dressing.
That vinaigrette. Oh my God.
So really, it's an emulsion sauce, and
so good.
We'll do the scallops. We get a nice sear on the scallops, and salt and pepper our scallop.
And what size are these scallops?
This is a U10 scallop. What does that mean?
It means
under 10 to a
under
pound.
10 per pound.
Oh,
now,
that was the test.
I can tell.
You did good.
How much bigger can scallops get than this?
I don't know.
Do they go down to U8?
I've seen U8s.
Yeah.
I've seen U8s. I don't think you'll get. Everybody won't be.
This is nice. We can get that really great sear on the outside without overcooking them.
Right. And I like sometimes to put a nice brown on those shrimp like that.
Yeah.
Just because it gets that caramely edge and really good. And
you said these are Gulf shrimp?
They are.
Nice.
And so now, lemon.
More lemon.
Lemon.
Forgot that guy.
Chopped parsley.
Beautiful.
All right. Just going to do a little splash of wine to finish.
Excellent.
I'm going to turn that off because we're perfectly cooked. Time and motion.
Now I want to talk about Harry's Seafood Grill for a minute. You guys are really known for your lobster over there. Tell me about the lobster tank.
Oh, nice, nice. It is front and center in our kitchen.
Look at those. Wow.
Yeah, they're nice. It's front and center in our kitchen. So we...
do people get to come and
they could come, they could
pick
look
their
at
own
their,
lobster?
they could pick it out,
Yeah.
they could do whatever they wanted to do. I'm going to do a little bit of garlic.
So you're shaving it in the same way?
Not going to cut my finger today. I have nowhere to run. And I'm going to do a little bit of ginger.
Okay.
So I took the back of my knife and I scraped the skin off the ginger.
That's a good tip.
And then we're just going to take a little bit of it and mince it real small.
Great. And now you have a great raw bar as well. What do you serve over on the raw bar? You have oysters,
and clams and shrimp and all the sashimi and ceviche comes off of that station.
5 different ceviches there?
Yeah,
Tons.
yeah, 5 or 6 sashimi style fish. That's going off.
So those scallops are going to stay pretty rare in the center.
They're going to have a nice opaqueness. I would hope they're not rare.
I like them when they're a little underdone,
a little
though.
opaque. Yeah. We're going to plate up a little bit. Brussels salad first. So again, pistachios, an egg.
Now, how does this typically come? Is this a side dish, or this is one of your salads?
This is one of our salads, and at lunch we put proteins on it. So a nice flat iron steak on it, and grilled
Piece of
salmon,
shrimp,
anything. And in this case, we're gonna do one with we're gonna play it. So you can play it as a salad, or you can play it as what we would call a set or an accompaniment. Accompaniment. Can I say that?
You said it perfect.
An accompaniment. And so that's kind of a universal thing. It works pretty good. The finish on this salad, nice Reggiano. I use a peeler, which is good. You could use a grater.
No, I like the
peeler.
nice shards.
Yeah, we kind of do too. I think we'll stick with it.
Gives a good texture.
Okay, so that's good. And then
One piece fell.
what'd you do?
Well,
Had a
one
piece
piece
of
fell
cheese?
on the side, so.
Did you? I like it.
I didn't want it to stay there. I know you like to keep your set clean. I do what I can.
You do what you can. So, shrimp.
Those are gorgeous.
And we'll step it up a little bit because
Look at that browned garlic.
Yeah, that came out good. But it's not bitter.
No.
I contest it's not bitter
Just
because we
looks caramelized.
did it nice and slow and easy.
We'll be right back with more from the Chef's Kitchen.
Watch the show The Chef's Watch, The Chef's Kitchen. Let the nation's top chefs show you how to use gourmet ingredients, inspire you to try this season's freshest selections, and share valuable trade secrets to make you a top chef in your own home.
These are pea shoots, you said.
They are. They're
Great.
pea shoots. You can cook them if you want, and you can serve them raw. I put a little salt on them, a little pepper on them.
I love how you really take the time to pay attention to details like that. A lot of people would just throw those onto a plate, but you want to make them taste good every step of the way.
Yeah, and I like a little bit of oil just because, and I am a big fan of lemon.
You can't have too much lemon with scallops
It just gives a
and
good
seafood.
pop, right? It just gives a good pop. And we like to just bring those scallops right there. I'm gonna take advantage of this nice little ginger. That we have in
That's
this
such
pan.
a beautiful sear that you got.
And we're going to take advantage of that garlic and ginger, and we're going to let that play.
Nice.
Right? Oh, look at that yum! It's just yummy. As I promised, the Soy Beurre Blanc. Now, you can do it any way you want. You could do a pool of it, or you could just do drizzles around, whatever you really want. I don't think there's any right or wrong. We'll take a little bit of chives.
Nice. I love chives.
And why don't we just play the chive game like that?
So nice for
is that
spring,
okay for you?
too. Totally okay for me.
All right. And then this beautiful little sun-dried tomato beurre blanc. The tomatoes, I rehydrated them, I seasoned them, I put a little bit of olive oil on them.
That's important.
Made them tasty by themselves. I like to teach that every component of the dish that we make, each component itself should be delicious by itself.
Those little things are so important.
And that's really helpful, yeah. And then just for fun there, and I've got a little bit of a micro herb called a bull's blood.
Bull's blood.
And we'll just let that play
Interesting.
on that plate. That's actually the amaranth.
Oh,
green.
amaranth, sure.
But it's commonly known as bull's blood in the market.
This all looks incredible, but first we're going to get a cocktail made for us by General Manager Kelly O'Hanlon. What are you making?
I'm actually making just a very simple gin and tonic, which
Nice.
goes great with this type of cuisine.
Well, I'm going to dig in while you get
Yes,
started.
please do. Our preference is Blue Coat Gin. It is a local distillery right up the road in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so it's kind of our local fan favorite. And it's also nice because it's not too botanically and not too junipery, so it goes really, really well. We also use this great little Indian fever tree tonic water, which has a little bit of sweetness to it. It's a very simple, classic, great springtime drink.
She's not listening to you.
No, that's
Kelly, at all.
okay. That's all right. No, dig in. That's what it's there for. Yeah.
Springtime drink.
No, that's right.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you were listening.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Come on, I can do two things at
Yeah,
once.
two
May I have
things
a
at
fork?
once.
Absolutely.
You're giving out forks.
Yeah.
This is
Scallops
one for
are
Kelly.
fantastic.
And then we
Awesome.
like to use a big wedge of lime, squeeze it in there real
I
good.
love lots of lime in my gin and tonic. Eat.
Great.
Wonderful.
Looks great.
The scallops
So,
are amazing.
the Hokkaido scallops.
Amazing.
The soy beurre blanc, you use the sweet
I like
soy.
the little bit of sweetness in that beurre blanc too.
There you are, ma'am.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Very nice.
That's tasty. Well balanced.
Very good. Yeah, it goes
You're
great
right about
with this
that,
type
Deb.
of.
I don't use a straw because I don't wear lipstick anymore.
All right, cut me a
That
bite.
was it.
That was you.
This is me.
Well, you want to swap here? Why don't you take the scallops and I'll move the shrimp towards me because you have to try those.
Okay.
Right. So
And they were
we're
cooked
going
perfectly.
to see if we can nail this thing. The sun-dried tomato beurre blanc.
That beurre blanc.
Good scallop. I mean, good shrimp, yeah.
You can't go wrong with these big Gulf shrimp.
That ginger is really nice in there.
Good.
Yeah. Delicious. I love
Chef
the
David
Brussels
Banks,
sprout.
Kelly, thank you so much for having us here. Can't wait to come see you again at the Harry's Seafood Grill.
Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you.
Nice to have
Yes,
you.
absolutely.
Thanks.
Be a groupie, not that kind. A Harry's Hospitality groupie, where there's food for every mood. Harry's Savoy Grill, the classic for the finest aged steaks, handmade pasta, and plenty of wines by the glass. Seafood lovers unite at Harry's Seafood Grill. Shucked oysters, ceviche, sushi, and lime-caught salmon, all paired with an array of cocktails. And you can always fire up the grill at Kid Chalene's, towering char-grilled burgers with craft beers that keep flowing. Any mood, any food. Be a groupie.
One of the things that I think is unique about this show is that we're not staging it, rehearsing it. We just run right through 25 minutes and sometimes longer. That's what I like about it. It's real-time cooking.